So I'm a big fan of the movie, and I feel like it's coming out at the perfect time. I mean, it's the holiday season, so it's a great family movie, and it's also your other movie, The Killer, had just come out as well. So, and the strike has also just ended. So I was curious, when was like the first time you watched this movie, and what was your reaction to it?
Well, I only watched it once. I screened it, and I actually don't think I watched the actual final edit just yet. But the version I watched, I'm fairly certain, is pretty much it. I loved it. I was laughing basically the entire time, and maybe aside from having to struggle a little bit watching myself and my own performance, I think overall the film was it turned out to be really great, and such a fun film, a fun family film, and there's a lot of, complexities in there that I think I would assume like everybody could relate to in some way, shape, or form. So it was great for me.
That's actually interesting. I never thought about that because it's the first time you did a movie, and it's the first time watching yourself in a movie.
Yeah.
It's quite tricky, isn't it?
It is. I don't
it's kind of like hearing your voice and your voice message for the first time. You're like, oh, that's like
I would
weird.
say like the cringe was pretty hard.
Yeah, that doesn't change ever. Doesn't get better. I watched it for the first time in Paris, which sounds very glamorous, actually. Okay. I was there at the time, and I had a little screening. It was the finished version. It just got locked, I think. So really enjoyed it. I mean, it was such a fantastic experience working on it. The story is such a heartfelt, life-affirming human story, which I really affected me when I watched the documentary, and certainly while we were shooting it, just had such a great experience working with everyone on it. Very heartwarming to actually watch the finished product.
So for you, Michael, I know you've done a lot of movies across all genres, but I feel like this is your first true comedy. What was it about this movie that made you want to take that leap?
I've been trying to do comedy for years. Nobody would hire me. And Taika took a roll of the dice. I just, I as a movie fan, like I love watching comedies. It's like, I think you can, especially, when it's, real human stories, you can really strike home and really hit sort of deep moments very profoundly when it's within a comedy, because when people are laughing, they're more sort of, their guard is down, and they're more available to go on a journey, I feel. It was just perfect opportunity. Taika is a master in this realm, and the opportunity to work with him was so exciting for me. And then the material on top of it.
He was so funny in the movie, hands down.
Thank you.
So for you, Kaimana, everybody who I've talked to, and even after having seen the movie myself, everybody's raving about, I think, your performance the most. But I was curious, how did you, since this is your first movie, how did you come across like the casting for this? Did you always want to be a movie star, or?
Oh, absolutely not. The casting call was just circulating within like the Polynesian community online. Everyone was super excited about it, and so everyone was sharing it. A lot of family and friends were shooting the casting call over to me, because they're like, "Oh, this sounds like you. This sounds like you." I was like, "Yeah, it does, except for the part that I don't act." So, but yeah, so I decided to just go for it, just for fun and to get everyone off my back, and I ended up getting it. So yeah, here I am.
Awesome. So I know Taika does a lot of improv. Was there a lot of improvisation on set?
100%, if not 200%, for sure. I think like the vast majority of the time we were improving. I don't think there was ever a scene where we weren't improving.
And you're right to sort of state that working with Kaimana was really very impressive, you know, as a sort of a first timer. You know, like I've said in many interviews now, it's like there was just an honesty there and a simplicity. And that's not easy to do, you know, going in, improvising. We were doing, like, as you said, it was like, you know, 90% we're just improvising. And to have that sort of free flow happening and to be relaxed and present and honest, it's, you know, just absolute natural. It was always quite disarming, you know, doing scenes together because it was just so, like, truthful. It was really impressive. And it's there in the film. You can see it.
Thank you. $75.
I said 100.
So, I mean, this is a great first movie. It's Taika Waititi. He's an Academy Award winner. And I know, Michael, you've also worked with so many talented directors. And I was curious if there's any other directors that you have, you know, on your bucket list that you would love to work with next.
I mean, like, you know, Coen Brothers, big fan. Scorsese, Christopher Nolan. But I mean, I feel like I've been so lucky already, you know, with the directors that I've worked with. And it's all about the directors, you know, really. They're the I think the real sort of artists. It's their vision, and you know, hopefully find a place to facilitate whatever they're trying to put on the canvas. So yeah, I just feel super lucky that I've got to work with the range of directors that I have.
I think this is the year of the Barbenheimer. And I know, Michael, you also have The Killer out right now as well. And there was all this debate about, what movie are you going to watch first? So I was curious, for somebody who hasn't seen either movie, do you have a viewing order for that?
Of which one?
Barbenheimer or
Barbie and Oppenheimer?
Killer and Next Door Wins.
Oh, right. I would do both of them together. Which one should you watch first? I would say if it's, what day is it today?
Tuesday.
Yeah. On a Tuesday, I would start with The Killer and then go Next Goal Wins. On a Wednesday, I would start with Next Goal Wins and then The Killer.
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
But I still haven't seen Barbie or Oppenheimer because
Excuse me.
Yeah, because I was in countries that didn't have English screenings, you know. So I was like, so I missed it. So I want to see both of them on the big screen. Wow. So I have to do that.
I only saw Barbie, so I can't say I did both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my next question is about, I guess, going back to Next Goal Wins. With soccer, how much experience have you had with the sport? Did you train before it, or?
Well, I honestly, just as a kid growing up, like during recess, I'd go and play soccer, you know, in the field with the other kids or after school. That was about the extent of my soccer experience. So right before filming, though, we spent a week training soccer. So
which didn't help at all, actually.
It did not help.
Thank you.
It did not help at all. But yeah, it was a whole week long from morning till sundown. We were out on that field. Yeah, so, well, me and 3 of the boys. And I feel like more of them should have been out there, honestly, training with us. But
I'm terrible at soccer. Yeah, not good.
I was like, where's Michael?
Average at best.
Well, thank you so much for talking. It's been lovely talking to both of you, and the movie was fantastic. So
thank you. Thanks so much, Nate.
Thank you.